It was turning in reverse. This Golf was a project that the team made something like 6 years ago. The project was to make the first electric car racing in hill climb in Romania. So the base is a Golf VI chassis, which was prepared by Volkswagen Polska. So it has roll cage, big brakes, body kit, all the safety stuff, the fire extinguisher. So when we got the car, we opened everything, and while opening everything, the battery was disconnected, and I grabbed the fire extinguisher button, and the safety was disengaged, so it was armed. And I grabbed the thing, and spread the fire suppression liquid all over the inside of the car, but also in the front area, which is where the batteries are. So it was kind of a not so nice situation, because the goal was to just fix the car and be running fast. Well, we needed to clean the batteries because the fire retardant makes a greasy, it's like a bit of soapy water, but I don't know exactly. It makes a mess, a gluey mess, and so we say, okay, we remove the battery, clean them, to check them, because putting water on top of batteries is never a good idea. So we checked everything. For now, all seems to be okay, but we figured that when the battery were out, the frame for the battery was bent, because it's also the frame for the motor. So we said, okay, we can't remake it, we can improve a lot upon it. And so we decided to remake the full support, motor support, battery support, at least for the front. And while the guys were doing this, because I'm more on the electrical side, I said, I'll remove the whole electrical loom of the car, because it's like 25 kilos. And going back to the beginning, I said, we want to reduce the weight of the car. So we removed everything. And now we have everything to redo, like the lights, the steering assistance, the vacuum assistance for the brakes, everything. Want to get a bit closer. So far, we have removed about everything. Basically, the mentality was, if you don't need it, delete it. We are in the process of rewiring the car. As of now, the lights, front, rear are done. If you go back towards the middle of the car, we have relocated the BMS. It was moved up in the front. It's the aluminum box where the yellow, red and wire go. And so it was relocated, so it's a bit simpler to run the wires. So it's a lot more clean, a bit more safe in case of an accident. The pilot is more protected from the high voltage. What remains to be done? A lot.
How much time we have?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, it's going to be a lot of work.
Next week is a shorter week because of holiday here. So effectively 9 working days.
It's going to be a fun project.
It is already a fun project. Just takes a long time.
Going where exactly?
Just to the battery box, and only for sensing the voltage of each cell.
Okay, so this is for each cell of the battery actually.
This is for the temperature, this smaller network. For today's plan, I hope we will have the vacuum pump mounted, so almost there, wired. Most of the insularies of the car should be mounted, like insularies as windshield wipers, light, pumps and fans. This way one part of the team can work on the inside, doing the wiring, the fuses, the relays and all that, while the second half can work on finishing mounting the stuff, doing more wiring for the front box, contactors and stuff like this.
Okay.
Sounds easy, but in reality,
yeah.
it doesn't work.
many numbers I can destroy on this?
No, don't touch the wire. I will do the...
Definitely yes, this definitely yes. I'm not sure of this. I want to think a little bit for this one.
I would like to be able to drive by Friday.
By Friday, this week.
Yeah, we are Monday.
Yes. So this
and
is
it's 11 o'clock already. Yeah, the frame that you so painted a few
and now it's
minutes ago.
installed permanently on the car, right?
Somewhat permanently, yeah. Nothing is really permanent in a race car, but more permanent than it was before. We are working on one side, I'm working on the box. Because the time is short, we will paint it clear.
Okay.
So it will not look as good as the frame, but it will be fast. Ben is
Here
working on the electrical, which is making a lot of progress, looks like.
Yes, and we have your notes and in the other side,
Rods that are assembling the motor.
the engine, the motor.
Motor.
Yes, because you corrected me.
No pistons.
No pistons.
And during the weekend, Mark worked on the rear battery pack, so I think we just have the two contactors to hook up and we are done.
Can you show me?
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't around to record that.
Me neither. It was late Saturday evening. So now all the wires for the what we call cell taps. I think I spoke a bit about it before. The wires that measure each and every cell in the pack are done for the rear battery pack. They were checked and all seems nominal. And we just have the two wires for the contactors to hook up.
Nice.
So basically just the way the contactor were plus minus. So we have voltage going to the front.
Okay, cool. Let's get things done.
Sure. First time was much nicer.
I told you it's big. Now, remove this. We don't need brakes.
No, we don't need this. The hood. Okay, it's big.
Oh.
I think we are too ahead of schedule from our objective of driving the car Friday. So we just decided unanimously from Yunus's decision that we absolutely, definitely, immediately need
Yes.
a different water-containing box.
So he made one,
Yes.
and it is good.
No, he wants a smaller.
has a lot of leaks. There's no problem with this. Only solutions. Well, it's higher, so. working now. Well, Wednesday morning, the car is supposed to drive by Friday. I think last we spoke Monday during the day. Last 2 days we have put back the motor together, as you have seen. We have put the motor inside the car, as you have not seen because we were too fast for Mr. Christie to film it. Sorry about that. So the motor is installed and everything needs all the lines done to it, basically. Water line, oil lines, high voltage lines. The batteries are inside. Now they are solid. Contactor box needs a bit of work, which is in my projects for today. It's fairly close to being done, but it needs all the small wiring now. BMS cell tabs for the front battery box should be done, if not tonight, tomorrow. We are on track for our objective. Benny inside the car is finishing up the wiring of the buttons, redoing the brake lines for the back, because the way they are going through the car and we don't really like it. So they will go under the car with all the high voltage lines. That's quite a lot actually for one day. Can you put the car in forward, please?
What exactly do you test right now?
The inputs. We check the inputs that it gets the right information from the throttle, from the forward reverse.
We need the we need the BMS to be happy. Forward neutral. We need the BMS to say it's not in interlock.
Reverse.
Neutral. Reverse. Nice. And we should be good. Okay. Moment of truth. Two possibilities. It explodes.
No,
Or,
it doesn't.
which is, it may. You don't know. I've built this shit myself. I know what I'm talking about.
If there is short circuit something, it will blow a fuse, but I think there isn't. We will have seen it already.
Yeah. So very low probability, but it could explode. It could.
We can have an error message, something wrong somewhere, and says,
Or it turns on the high voltage.
and then it may clean only once, and everything is fine, and you can hear the noise on the inverter. It's a small, let's say, like the metro, you know, the train.
High pitch noise.
Yeah.
High frequency noise. Benny, would you do the honor of turning the car on, please? You can also turn on the accessory. This means the water pump turns on.
Because everything else is disconnected.
Water pump is working.
Yep.
Should I do the cable?
Yeah, you can make a start. Error. Something went wrong.
No, it's in one mode.
Yes? I heard both. Clink, clink.
You press the gas slightly.
Slowly.
So forward and a bit of gas, please. It was turning in reverse. Yeah, overcurrent. That's normal. That's expected. I put some super conservative values, that's why. Let me save the parameters. Okay, forward. And you can put a bit of gas. I swap the parameters so it should turn this way. That's normal, that's the disc is floating. So. And I have RPM, motor is happy, but...
You should have a round of applause now. Nice job, guys.
Okay, that's the noise.
The first one, you know, and then you get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have the butterflies now.
everybody's so excited. Look at them.
Maybe a bit more gas.
It's not the first one for me also.
A bit more gas, maybe. Sounds like 11,000 RPM. So that's about what? 120 kilometers an hour, something like this.
Wow.
You can limit the top speed through frequency, no?
Yes.
Or you wanted to see the max speed?
No, but he pressed the gas as a maniac, that's why. No, there's no load, so there's no... I let the very safe parameters inside. Like the one I have now may move the car, but barely. And so we can start it and we'll tune it a bit later. But I think it's mission accomplished for today.
It's okay. For a 3 weeks job, it's very good. Next one will be a lot better. It's not the best, the most powerful car that we did, but it's okay. You know, first step.